Hey, what's up everyone, I'm Mara, and today I'm not really bringing a tutorial, but rather than a walkthrough and kind of like my tips on how to cut out and assemble pepakura pieces, because I know that it is not the best thing to do, and it's a long process, and mostly it's just tiresome, and at the end you are just sick and tired because it took so long. Because, well, most pepakura models have at least dozens of pages, so at least it's five pages or even up to 60 pages. It's so long. So I know many people try different things, different ways, but I have cut out so many pieces. Like, not really many costumes, but even for my Commander Polymer costume, I did like pretty much every piece at least a few times. So I found a way, at least for myself, that it's quite fast and efficient. So I hope it will be helpful for you, and I know, enjoy. Alright, let's go. What I'm showing you is just me cutting out one page, because this is the same process for all the pages I use. So what I'm doing is just cutting out one angle at a time. As you can see, just one angle. I found it so much faster because I'm an impatient person, so I've been just trying to find the fastest way for me. I think this is the best way to use, and I really recommend it. It's faster than cutting out each angle at a time, because you know you have to rotate the paper, rotate your wrist, so it takes a little bit longer. And here you're basically just doing the same motion over and over again, and then just rotating the paper. And as you can see, it is fast. I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, the fastest way. But also, my tips, I really recommend having your pepakura program open. It will be so much faster and easier when assembling the pieces, because basically what you're doing here is cutting out and then assembling the pieces by numbers. Each piece has few tiny little numbers, and you have to just assemble them together. And it's so much easier to visually see in the program which piece you need to connect with another piece, instead of just searching through those all those pieces and searching for those tiny numbers, because, well, they are really tiny. So yeah, and also I don't really recommend either cutting out all those pages at the same time, or at least separate them. What I'm doing personally is I cut out at least few pieces I will need in the near future, then I glue them together and assemble them, and then I cut a few other pieces and then do it again. But I also recommend cutting out all the pieces at once, but this is really important, separate the pages. The pieces you cut out, just, I don't know, take a few boxes and throw them in the boxes and write numbers which page it was, because really do not throw all those pages and those pieces all in the box, because you end up in dozens of pages and all those pieces at the box. So imagine hundreds of pieces and then search through them. It will be pain. And right now what you see is me just, I'm not cutting through the pieces. I have a really dull blade. I'm just scoring, because I'm using a really thick paper, so I'm just scoring them so I can then just bend them, because you have to bend the piece inwards or outwards. It depends on the angle you need. The pepakura is always it is quite easy, very friendly for user, and basically it shows you everything you have to do. So as you can see, it is so easy to then to bend all those angles I have to do. So yeah, just as I said, it's so easy, and I'm doing this with all my pieces. And well, I really also recommend a thick paper, because it will be stable as a whole model. When you are in the resining stage and fiberglassing, it'll be so much easier and I don't know, more practical, because the model will not really bend. And yeah, as you can see here, I cut out all pages for the model. I And I have to say, I'm not really using a pepakura program at the time, because I cut out and assembled this model like 6 or 7 times, or even more, I don't really remember. But yeah, I don't really need a program anymore, because I know the model and how to assemble it. So yeah, I also recommend super glue. It is so much easier and faster, especially faster, because it glues like literally at the same time, like within a few seconds. Unlike the hot glue, you can also burn yourself with hot glue, and later with resining stage, and after actually resining and fiberglassing with when you are working with body filler and kind of like just polishing the surface, the hot glue can really mess up your piece. So I personally recommend just super glue as the best way to go. But yeah, as you can see, it's really fast, and yeah, just glue it within a few seconds each piece. And also, when I have bigger pieces like this, I kind of like start in the middle and then go to those sides, so it's kind of like accurate on both sides, as good as I can. Also, another tip from me is you can really good see in a video that you basically are just connecting numbers, and I really also recommend doing it starting from the middle if you have a larger piece, because sometimes you cannot really make them like assemble correctly, and the model can be not really straight in the end. So this is at least I had once, I made the helmet once, and it wasn't really straight, because I knew I had assembled that in the end some of those numbers didn't really fit correctly. They were just a little bit not really straight together. So I really recommend literally just trying to fit the numbers as straight as you can together. It may seem not like it's a big deal, but with a whole model, it can really make a difference. Also, as I already said, this is a kind of like a smaller model. It's really small compared to, for example, a chest piece, especially a chest piece. This is the largest piece you have. So if you're a beginner, I always recommend starting with something smaller. It can be a hand piece, those handguards, or a boot piece. Anything, but don't really start with the helmet, because helmet is the most important piece in your whole costume, because it will be like a centerpiece for you. The chest piece is the next kind of like the most important piece. So I would recommend leaving those two for the end, when you have all the pieces, the other pieces like the thigh pieces, the legs, the arms already done, just so you get at least a little bit experience. Start with something small so you won't get frustrated. There you can get already the experience from trying it once or twice, so you will have this experience you need to start working on some bigger pieces. I know, at least the Commander Palmer, this scout costume, it was the first costume I ever made. Well, I'm still making, but I was just trying the pepakura program. I was really a noob, and I'm really glad I started with the boots. I had to make them like 3 times to actually move to other pieces, and I was actually happy if I started with chest piece, which had over 40 pages. I think I would have given up, because it takes so long to do it. The chest piece took me about 2 or 3 days to just assemble, because it's so many pages, and compared to the chest piece, for example, the boots has only 8 pages, and those are really, in my opinion, friendly pieces. They are not tiny, they are big, large, and this is something really good to learn with. What I said earlier, another thing I really recommend is, for example, the handguard. For example, any other small piece will do. Really, just don't go over over your head. Start small and do baby steps if you need, just because you won't lose this motivation. I know if you, for example, fail once or twice, it can be really demotivating, and you won't really feel the inspiration or motivation to continue it, and you might give up. So really start small, go baby steps at the beginning, because you will get the experience to work on bigger pieces. But as you can see, I'm pretty much almost done. Also, in my opinion, it's just strictly my opinion, some people say it's easier to start with Marine or ODST instead of Spartan. I disagree. You are already spending so much time working on a costume. Why not make your dream come true? If you want a Spartan costume, do it. Just do it. Yeah, it was a reference. So yeah, you will spend a ton of time on the costume, so do it as best you can, and just do it. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I think I really don't want to lie, but I don't remember how long it took me. I think it was maybe an hour or a tiny little bit longer than that, but definitely less than 2 hours. But yeah, as I said, I think this is the most efficient and fastest way to assemble pepakura models, and I hope it will be helpful for you. And by the way, this is how the model looks right now. It's definitely already resin and fiberglass on the inside, and I finished the outside as well. It's already spray painted. I also made the different raised 3D layers. I pretty much already prepared it for another tutorial. It will be just weathering tutorial and painting tutorial, how I finish my pieces. So I hope to deliver it in the next weeks. But yeah, I think I will have another tutorial on how to make all those raised details in fast way, because you could use Bondo, but I use EVA foam. But yeah, it will be topic for another video. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, I will try to answer them. Just write them down, and I would really appreciate if you enjoyed the video, you like it, and subscribe to my channel. I know this channel wasn't really late till now, but I will try to deliver more videos. But yeah, I will talk in the future about it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week. Bye.